Hello and welcome to the 11th week of the World is Open blog. Our week for today is virtual learning, virtual realities, massive gamings, and simulations. This week topic is an out-of-class experience. We have a lot of things to talk about. However, the experiences that we had in class was really interesting. We started with a presentation from Dr. Ta from Thailand. She's a visiting scholar, and she provided us with an example of how to create and manage a learning simulation game, virtual reality game. The game itself was, I wouldn't say it's like a perfect game. It's like a gamer's game. However, the effort and the knowledge and skill that goes into creating a game is really impressive. And to create such a small game, maybe it's not that small, but to create something that's simple is really not that simple. It's complicated, and a lot of work goes into that thing, into developing and designing and evaluating and redesigning the whole game process. So let's talk about simulations and virtual reality, or games in general. So what's the difference between simulations and games? Well, in Dr. Bong's article, the one about massive multiplayer online gaming, a research framework for military education and training, he gave us a really nice distinction between the two. So games, they tend to be linear. They consist of a bunch of rules, of allowable moves. So you have certain moves that you are allowed to do. They do not actually reflect reality, and if you do something that is not like permissible, you are penalized by either restarting the game or something else. While simulations, it's much more different. It's more of a cyclic. It's more of an authentic reflection of our world. It's based on relationships, and the next step depends on what you choose. Like what's your decision on the previous one. So that's really interesting to see. In the article also we discussed a couple of really interesting facts. Like, for example, 70% of college students played computer games, and for different reasons, and mainly for socialization and personal growth, and sometimes for technical skills. However, the funny aspect of it is that computer gaming is not seen nowadays as it used to be before, as a nerdy, a lonely person who's staying in a room and just play all day and know nothing about the real world. Because people who are engaged in simulation and virtual games, they are actually more. They might have more social connections than people who don't do that. So there you go. The article also discussed the achievement of the Army in the area of simulation and virtual games. It's really interesting to see that always the Army or the Department of Defense always start creating technology, then we get them as second hand. So they are developing all these new games, and they are trying to integrate different aspects into virtual reality by providing real humans, videos and tutorials and instructions in the game in case you needed them. And a nice way of doing that is, like, for example, the DoD has been promoting a game called I think it was called America War, or American History, I think. And in that game, if you play it, you are essentially taking the basic training as a soldier or like an army member. So you're ready to go. So it's really interesting to see how they are using these technology in their benefits. However, they are moving toward more pop culture, and what's really big out there to promote their own training and put their trainees in a real world environment and that would help them actually attract future recruits. So that's an interesting way of looking at it. There are some strategic actually there are some advantages of simulation and video games in general. They promote students' strategic thinking by repeated use. So the more they practice, the more they start to develop strategic ways of approaching the aspect. They utilize technology available for them. They intertwine both fictional and non-fictional events in a way that help them improve their overall skills. The funny thing that I read about video gaming is that still it's male-dominated area, as 90% of it is played by males, and they usually spend between 15 and 21 hours a week. That's a lot of time, and that also explains the amount of money into that industry, because according to one article, it's about the value of simulation and virtual games and virtual environments is becoming almost about between $7 and $9 billion, and that's a lot of money. Actually, it's as much as Hollywood, the industry like overall. So all that kind of revenue and wealth has some prospect into finding new way into integrating this into education and trying to get students to participate in visiting different areas, exploring the world. As was demonstrated by Dr. Bank, you can go visit pyramids, museums, whatever you want. Just you can go and, like, for example, if you go into Second Life, you can basically go anywhere and just meet new people and learn about new things, and they are having their own money. They do their own work, and you can create it. So you can learn knowledge, and you can also learn computing skills, programming skills. Everything is available out there. My only concern with all this virtual reality and simulation is that how much, or to what extent can we integrate those into our curriculum, since our curriculum is kind of more subject driven, and we need to we usually abide by standards and achievements tests that we need to satisfy. How can we integrate like a second game, for example, into our education? I know it's fun to go there and like maybe learn, but as we saw in Dr. Taha virtual game, it's either going to be like very simple and sometimes boring, or it's going to be like second game, which is, if you have played it, you will see it's really distracting, a lot of things going on. So it's focusing, I think, is a big issue, unless we can just direct people to go to one place, and that place that maybe they can stick to it and not leave it. Because I've used to play Second Life, and it's really fun, and it takes 3 hours without even thinking about them. So that's one thing. The other thing is that how much money usually takes to create like tailored virtual games or virtual environment for students, because as Dr. Taha also showed us, like they spend $30,000 on a really simple looking game, and it might do the job of learning English, but still kids nowadays need something really interesting, and if we want to satisfy their technical appetite, we will be spending a lot of money. So that brings the issue of cost again, and are we willing to spend money on something like this? These are the 2 points that you should take home with you and maybe think about it. I don't know, but we'll talk about it maybe in the comment section. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.